That 58. Nah, give me verse 60. Give me verse 64. Read that.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
The Lord will scatter you among all people. When they took us from Africa, the landmass of what they call Africa, from Sierra Leone, Timbuktu, when they took us from there, where they scatter us? Did we only come here, or did we go to the Caribbeans also? Did we go to Haiti? Did we go to England? Did we go to France? Did we go to Spain? Where we went? We got scattered among all nations. That never happened in the Holocaust. They killed them in the land, and they died and went to poverty in their own land by their own nation. Hitler was Jewish, Caucasian. They want to make you believe that there's a separation in Caucasians. All Caucasians are the same. It's not like us and Africans, us and Pakistanis, us and Arabs. We different, even though we brown skin. It's different. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods.
You're going to serve other gods. See that God over there? The God that they call Jesus? The God that they call God? You're going to serve that God. They're going to make you go to church on Sunday. That's the only day off you're going to have during slavery. You want to have a day off? You got to go to church. And they got to be on Sunday. And they got to be taught by our pastor, which is a black guy. What was that brother name? Forget his name. Yeah, Josiah Hanson. Reverend Josiah Hanson, the first black Sunday preacher, taught us this nonsense, that Jesus is white. And then you went into slavery because you're the slave of all slaves. They taught that nonsense, man. Yo, grab me the synagogue of Satan when you get a chance. That's the nonsense that go on. Let me get that. This book is called The Synagogue of Satan. Right? I got this off Amazon. You can probably get this anywhere. I'm going to read something out of here that shows you why we think that we African. But read on.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
We ain't never know these gods at all. We never served these gods in this book. We never did that. Read on.
Even wood and stone.
Even what?
Even wood and stone.
Tell me what the Christianity cross is made out of. Wood. Tell me what the Arab god worship spot is made out of. What is it made out of in Mecca? Stone. Those are the two religions that plague our people the most. Islam and Christianity.
Come on.
It plagues our people. Modern Christianity is not the Christianity in which Christ left at all. It is not.
Come on. Look behind you.
Christ did not deal with Sunday worship, man. Christ wasn't even Caucasian. He didn't have long hair as it was permed like a woman. That came from a different nation, man. Read me. Start here. Let's read that.
Interestingly, the Jewish Talmud is the prominent of the racist Hamitic myth.
So this right here, this is telling you, right? The Jewish Talmud, which is the book in which the Jewish people read out of, they are the proponent of the racist Hamitic myth. They taught us that we were Africans. The Jewish people did that. The ones that brought you over here on slave ships and had you in the field picking cotton. They taught you that you was African. Read on.
A subject on which former employees of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, Harold Grossman, wrote the following in a doctoral dissertation entitled "The Ebb and the Flow of Conflict, the History of Black-Jewish Relations through 1900.
So this is a book that a Jewish man wrote. And he's going to tell you what they believe in according to the Babylonian Talmud, which is what they read. Believe it or not, Jewish people don't deal with the Torah or the Tanakh. They read the Kabbalah and the Jewish Talmud. Let's see what he quoted in his book from the Talmud. Read on.
There is no denying that the Babylonian Talmud was the first source to read a negrophobic content.
This was the first book to read negrophobic content. Read on.
Into the episode by stressing Canaan's fraternal connections with Cush.
So they saying that Canaan and Cush are the same, but they calling us Canaan and they calling us Cushites. Read.
The more important version of the myth, however, ingeniously ties into the origin of blackness and of other real and imagined Negroid traits with Noah cursed himself.
Now, so they saying that this book, the Babylonian Talmud, is showing you how when Noah cursed Ham and told him you're going to be the slave of all slaves, they tying that in with us because Cush is dark-skinned. They were the first people to do that. Right? Read on. Now check this out. Read.
According to it, Ham is told by the outraged father that because he have abused me in the darkness of night.
Because you abused me in the darkness of night, Ham. Read.
Your children shall be born black and ugly.
Black and what?
Black and ugly.
That's what they call us, black and ugly. So they're trying to say that being black is a curse in the Babylonian Talmud. Read on.
Because you have twisted your head to cause me embarrassment, they shall have kinky hair and red eyes.
That's why our hair grows like that according to Jewish people. We will have kinky hair. We're going to have nappy hair and red eyes. So not only is being black a curse, but your hair is a curse now too. And your eyes. Read.
Because your lips jested at my exposure, they shall swell. And because you neglected my nakedness, they shall go naked with their shamefully elongate male member.
So because we quote unquote as Ham father, because we didn't cover Noah in the tent, they call us Ham. Because of that, we're gonna have bigger lips and our elongated male members. They're just jealous. They women won't say that that's a curse. Let a white woman lay down with a black man. She ain't what lay. That's where the phrase comes from. Once you go black, you ain't never going back. So they call us a curse. Listen, that's the nonsense that they teaching, man. And like I said, you can pick this book up anywhere. The synagogue of Satan. And you know where they get this phrase from? It's actually in the Bible. The synagogue of Satan. Stay in Deuteronomy for me. Grab me Revelations. But keep Luke. Show on, bro. Throw that down over there for me. 2 and 9. We're going to let Christ say it. So that's not just us that believe that they're the synagogue of Satan. The whole world knows it now. And if you do a little research, you'll realize that the people that call themselves Jews today are not the Jews of the Bible. Read that for me.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
And what?
And poverty.
I know your poverty. Read on.
But thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
So Christ is saying here, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. So if I call myself a Jew and I can't prove it, that makes me a blasphemer. Read on.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
What are they?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
That's why that book is titled what it's titled. They are the synagogue of Satan. They are not Jews. They are not. It's impossible. They do not fulfill any of the curses. They never had a yoke of iron put on their neck. They never served any other gods, wood or stone. They are not Jews. They are Jewish. Ish is a suffix. Okay, it means of, pertaining to, or resembling a Jew. It does not mean is a Jew. It's like being blackish, or reddish, or childish, or foolish. You may be 75 years old, and you're acting childish. That means you're acting childlike. That's all it means. You're not a fool, you're acting foolish. You're acting like one. So if somebody's Jewish, they acting like a Jew. Yeah, we are the lost tribe of Israel. How you know that?
I seen you.
No, you never seen me. You ain't never seen us. Yeah, read that for me. Give me verse, where you at, 64? Give me verse 65.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
And amongst all these nations, the Arabs that sell you pork and they don't eat it, the Chinese people that sell you Chinese food that you ain't never seen them eat. Brother, you never go into a store, see a brother eating General Toso's chicken behind the counter with an egg roll on the side. Never see a brother eating broccoli and chicken, whatever they call that white meat, that spongy white meat. You don't see them eating that. Shrimp fried rice and chicken wings. You don't see them eating that stuff, man. They sit down with a bowl with wonton soup or something, or they got some broccoli and some asparagus there, little dumpling on the side. That's what they eat. Read on.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
And you will have no rest on your feet. You're going to be up 12 hours a day. Feel like you work 24 hours. First thing your parents do when they get home, brother, yo, let me just sit down and take my shoes off. It's the first thing. Your feet will have no rest in this land. You will work forever until you get a pension. And your pension, it might do you some good. Maybe. But you can't live in New York with no pension. You got to go down south. That's why you see if you retire, we go to Florida. We go to Georgia. We go to the South. We go to Middle America. Because you barely are provided for your family working full time. What you going to do on the pension? Your feet will have no ease here. Read on.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
You're going to be scared. Every time you come out in your car, you got to worry about getting pulled over. Every time you walk down the block, you got to worry about fitting the description. You're going to be in fear here. You ain't going to live peacefully. Read on.
And failing of eyes.
And failing of eyes. You're going to be looking down the whole time like, man, I'm tired of seeing this stuff, man. Tired of seeing my brothers get locked up. Tired of seeing my women in spandex like it's pants. Read on.
A sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
And your life will hang in doubt before you. You'll never know if you're going to make it home when you go out. Brothers go to the club. You gambling. You don't even know if you're going to go home. Brothers going to this Jay-Z concert. What if somebody do something silly? Set up a firecracker in the Jay-Z concert. Everybody going to be running. Trampled. 1,000 people dead. Your life hangs in the balance here. You do things to put your life in the balance. Skydiving. You want to do it because you see everybody else do it. Read on.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. And
you ain't going to have no assurance in your life. Ain't nobody can tell you you're going to make it here tomorrow. Brothers be like, yo, next year, I'm going to be doing this. Brother, you don't even know if you're going to be here tomorrow. Talk about next year. And every year come, brothers like, yo, this is my year. Every year, if every year is our year, why are we still on the bottom? Because we won't submit to the righteousness of the Most High. Get rid of Sunday worship and Easter bunny rabbits laying eggs and December 25th. Now, if you can prove that stuff with the Bible, do it. If you've seen Christ do it, do it. If Christ never did it, stay away from it. Give me verse 68. You got Luke 21? Yeah, read that to me.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
You're going to go back into Egypt again by way of a ship. Now, like the sister said earlier, we walked out of Egypt. There is no biblical history in this book of us going back into Egypt a second time by way of a ship, especially since Egypt and Israel is connected. You can walk in and walk out. We did that our whole time. All the times we lived in Israel, we walked into Egypt and walked out. There is no biblical proof in this book of us going back into Egypt by way of a ship. The word Egypt, when you translate it in Greek, it means bondage or slavery. You're going to go back into bondage, slavery, by way of a ship, right? If it's not by way of a ship, we're going to keep reading. Tell me who this identified. Read on.
By the way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So you ain't going by way of ship into slavery again. You ain't going to see your homeland again. That's it. Once you hit American soil and Trinidad and Guyana and Barbados and the Bahamas and Jamaica and Trinidad, once you hit those lands, that's it. France and Europe, you ain't seeing your homeland again. Read.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
And there we shall be what?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
Where was a nation sold to their enemies at? Here. You will be sold off of a ship to your enemies. As what?
For bondmen.
For a slave man, read.
And bond women.
Which is a slave woman. slave men and slave women sold off of a ship. Now this was prophesied.